Hey folks, I am often asked, Don, is there an ideal reverse mortgage borrower? In today's short video and blog, I'll unpack that answer. Is there an ideal borrower for reverse mortgages? No. At the time of this recording, I'm now entering my 26th year of doing reverse mortgages. In that time, I've had 16,000 plus consumer-facing conversations, and about 3,000 people went forward to become my clients. And I can tell you firsthand, there is no ideal borrower, primarily for two reasons. Grab your pen or paper, and let me unpack the two reasons. Number one, the spectrum of borrowers who are using reverse mortgages. They come, and I'll put this graphic up on the screen, so you'll see there's the constrained, concerned, cautious, comfortable, and carefree. The constrained, that's when I got into business in the year 2000. AARP had a commercial that started out, if you are house rich and cash poor, a reverse mortgage may be for you. Well, that's true. There are a lot of people like that. Constrained, didn't have two nickels to rub together. They were going to gather a few sticks, make a fire, cook their last meal. They're cutting their pills in half for their medicine so they could survive. There's certainly folks like that have utilized the program to really survive. There's a concern. They have some sort of plan, but something has happened unexpected. Maybe the premature death of a spouse, a medical emergency. Anything can happen. There's the cautious. You see them in the cautious. They have a workable retirement plan, but it needs some improvement or some contingency. There's the comfortable. They've got a workable plan, a retirement plan, but they'd like some enhancements, perhaps reducing taxes in retirement or increasing legacy. And then there's the carefree. They've got a solid retirement plan that can weather any storm, any spending shock. So the spectrum of borrowers is wide, but I can tell you from each of those five categories, I have had multiple clients over the years. Now, the second reason I can't really pinpoint an ideal borrower is not just the spectrum that's on, but the diversity of desires or need. The reverse mortgage is designed on a broad level to do a few things: increase your cash flow, reduce retirement risk, preserve assets, improve liquidity, or add new dollars back into your retirement savings. Those five things. That's a diversity of ways to use it. Now, under each of those five, we've outlined 52 retirement income enhancement strategies that the reverse mortgage can facilitate. You see, there's just not one person that can do that. Now, every now and again, some advisor will say to me, Don, my clients will never need a reverse mortgage. And I'll say to them, you're probably absolutely right. I don't dispute that. I would say most of my personal clients did not need a reverse mortgage. Now, years ago, I lived in Africa for a season, in East Africa. And you know what I discovered that I didn't need? I didn't need electricity because I didn't have it. I didn't need running water, air conditioning. I didn't need toilet paper. I didn't need ice. I didn't need a mattress. But when I landed back in America, I started using all of those things again. And so I didn't need a fork. I told my child, this is God's fork right here. And so no, your clients may not need a reverse mortgage. But when we talk about improving liquidity, increasing cash flow, reducing risk, they may want to know the benefits to improve their retirement plan. Another thing I often hear is, Don, my clients have never asked me about a reverse mortgage. I believe that's true. They never use the word. And in my book here, I wrote, see that 35 ways your clients have already asked you about reverse mortgages. They just didn't use the word. Can we do anything to manage the external forces that can prematurely erode our savings? What is our plan if inflation goes up again in the future? Can I enjoy my retirement savings and still leave a considerable inheritance to my children? I've listed 35 ways your clients already asked you about a reverse mortgage, or really what a reverse mortgage can provide. They just didn't use the word. Let me give you 3 closing stories. I got a call from a wirehouse, a large wirehouse advisor, and he says, I managed the nest egg of this retired CEO of a large multinational pharmaceutical company whose name everybody would know. And he's got $5 million with me. He lives in New Jersey on the ocean. His house is worth $4.5 million. And he's asking me to inquire about a reverse mortgage. And I told him that's not for you. But after 3 months, he pressured me. So, Don, I was given your name. So they call me. And I said, what are you trying to do? Well, he's in good health, he and his wife, and they'd like to get they want to do some tax planning and estate planning using life insurance, and the premiums are going to be $15,000 per month. And he somehow thinks a reverse mortgage could help. I told the advisor, well, just take $180,000 out of his $5 million every year, and that would solve it, right? Those are the premiums. And he says, no, taxation, early erosion, other risks. And so I showed him the reverse mortgage on the house, eliminating the existing mortgage payments and freeing up $21,000 per month in principal and interest payments. The advisor was stunned, and we did the reverse mortgage. There's a woman lived outside in the greater Chicago area. She spent $452,000 to buy her only child a house. And she took it out of a qualified plan. And she didn't consult her advisor. So by the time he found out about it, the money was spent, the loan had closed. And she said, this is my child. That's what I wanted to do. And he explained to her the 7 taxes she would incur because she spent that out of a qualified plan. That's another article. Be on the lookout for that. But mainly, state and federal income tax meant that she's not going to have to draw at $452. That's going to be closer to $650 that she's going to take out. That's going to leave her $300,000 to live on. She was stunned and shocked. And so she asked her advisor, what can we do? What can we do? He didn't know. He's pulling his hair out. The money is spent. The taxes are going to be due in 56 more days. And he called a person in his study group. And he says, does anyone have any thoughts or ideas? Someone said a reverse mortgage. And he said, well, that's not for this client. This client's got $1 million home and blah, 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 blah. And they said, call this guy. And she did a reverse mortgage. And we replenished that money in 54 days so she didn't have to pay taxes on that. She paid taxes, I think, on $14,000 of it. You see? So a moderate borrower is retiring, and like most boomers coming into retirement, they've got a mortgage or second mortgage, home equity loan, line of credit, and they want to spend a certain amount in retirement, but it's a little bit aggressive if we want the money to last as long as they do. So they've got a plan, but they're in danger of overspending. That's an easy solution. And so is there an ideal borrower? No, because the spectrum of borrowers differ. The needs and desires differ. The strategies differ. And so as a financial advisor, if you're one of their consumers, learn what you can about reverse mortgages. The modern reverse mortgage, it's probably a lot different than what you imagine. All right, I'm going to write about it below. Feel free to reach out to us. I'll talk with you real soon. Okay, I got to go, folks. How'd I turn this thing off? Bye for now.